Nathan Larson, a 37-year-old accountant from Charlottesville, Virginia, is running for Congress as an independent candidate in his native state. He is also a pedophile, as he admitted to HuffPost on Thursday, who has bragged in website posts about raping his late ex-wife. In a phone call, Larson confirmed that he created the now-defunct website soup.org and Insalacalypse.today, chat rooms that served as gathering places for pedophiles and violence-minded misogynists like himself. HuffPost contacted Larson after confirming that his campaign website shared an IP address with these forums, among others. His sites were terminated by their domain host on Tuesday. On the phone, he was open about his pedophilia and seemingly unfazed about his long odds of attaining government office. "A lot of people are tired of political correctness and being constrained by it," he said. "People prefer when there's an outsider who doesn't have anything to lose and is willing to say what's on a lot of people's minds." When asked whether he's a pedophile or just writes about pedophilia, he said, "It's a mix of both. When people go over the top, there's a grain of truth to what they say." Asked whether there was a grain of truth in his essay about father-daughter incest and another about raping his ex-wife repeatedly, he said yes, offering that plenty of women have rape fantasies. Nathan Larson is running for Congress as an independent in Virginia. In an interview with HuffPost, he was open about his pedophilia. According to Larson's campaign manifesto, his platform as a quasi-neo-reactionary libertarian candidate includes protecting gun ownership rights, establishing free trade and protecting benevolent white supremacy, as well as legalizing incestuous marriage and child pornography. In the manifesto, Larson called Nazi leader Adolf Hitler a white supremacist hero. He urged Congress to repeal the Violence Against Women Act, adding, "We need to switch to a system that classifies women as property, initially of their fathers and later of their husbands." He also showed sympathy for men who identify as involuntary celibates, or incels, suggesting it is unfair that they are forced to pay taxes for schools, welfare, and other support for other men's children. Using the pseudonyms Lou Caustic T and Lysander, Larson frequently participated in conversations on his own message boards, he confirmed to HuffPost. Larson posted as Lysander on his now-defunct website, soup.org. As Lysander on soup.org, a forum for suicidal pedophiles. Larson wrote numerous posts endorsing child rape and other forms of sexual abuse. "Why doesn't every pedo just focus on making money so they can get a pedo wife and then either impregnate her with some fucknoise or adopt some fucknoise?" he wrote on the platform in October. "That would accommodate both those who are and aren't into incest. And of course, the adoption process lets you pick a boy or a girl." Larson has a 3-year-old daughter who lives with relatives. He told HuffPost that he relinquished his parental rights during a custody battle. His ex-wife got a court-ordered restraining order against him in 2015 before she died by suicide. He has since remarried, he says, and is now living in Catlett, Virginia. Larson used the moniker Lou Caustic T on Insalacalypse.today, a forum for incels who are pedophiles that was removed this week after the website Babe contacted the domain host. There, he identified as a pedophilic rapist, in noting that he's not a typical incel because he'd had sex by raping his ex-wife. According to the site, which HuffPost viewed before it was taken down, Insalacalypse refers to the day we make the jailbaits our rape slaves. The term jailbait is slang for a person who is under the legal age of consent for sex. Larson posted as Lou Caustic T on Insalacalypse.today. HuffPost did not view any posts explicitly stating that he has engaged in sexual activity with minors, although he repeatedly expressed a desire to have sex with infants and children, including his own daughter. In the phone call, Larson said that the word pedophile is vague and just a label, adding that it's normal for men to be attracted to underage women. He said he did not commit any crimes. In a 3,300-word essay on Incelapocalypse.today, titled, "Here's How to Psyche Yourself Up to Feel Entitled to Rape," Larson tells other members, "Don't forget, feminism is the problem, and rape is the solution." On the platform, he also advocated for father-daughter marriage, killing women and raping virgins. Larson is less worried about his run for Congress than about his sites coming down. He told HuffPost that the termination of his websites is an affront to his freedom of speech and that he's going to try to get them hosted elsewhere. Not that it'll matter, there are still plenty of forums where incels and other such communities can congregate. The removal of Larson's sites caused an uproar on incels.me, a separate, much larger forum for incels. Larson's political ambitions span more than a decade. He first ran for Congress in Virginia's 1st District in 2008 on what he described as an anarcho-capitalist platform. That same year, he sent a letter to the Secret Service threatening to kill the president, which landed him in federal prison for 14 months and barred him from seeking public office. But in 2016, then Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe restored voting and other civil rights to thousands of felons, allowing Larson to campaign yet again. In 2017 he ran in Virginia's House of Delegates District 31 and secured less than 2% of the vote. Now he is gunning for a seat in Virginia's 10th Congressional District. On websites, Nathan Larson, 37, has advocated for rape, pedophilia, incest and kidnapping. Until it was pulled down, Larson's site Nathania.org, a wiki page with details about his latest candidacy, featured posts titled, "A man should be allowed to choke his wife to death as punishment for cutting her hair short without permission, or other acts of gross insubordination, advantages of father-daughter incest, and the justifiability of an incel's kidnapping a girl and keeping her as his rape slave for sex and baby-making." Wiki pages can be edited by other people, but Larson confirmed he wrote these posts as well as several other disturbing entries. In Let's Define What Rape Is, a 3,000-word essay posted on Nathania.org as well as other incel sites, Larson wrote, "Women are objects, to be taken care of by men like any other property, and for powerful men to insert themselves into as it pleases them, and as they believe will be in women's own interests. In most cases, their interests are aligned, as long as the man is strong. Female sex slaves actually get a much better deal than animals, because in most cases, they are allowed to reproduce, unlike animals raised for meat or companionship." When asked what his constituents would think about his pedophiliac writings, he said, "People are open-minded." He continued, "A lot of people who disagreed with someone like Trump might vote for them anyway just because the establishment is unlike them. If you or someone you know needs help, call 1-800-273-8255 for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. You can also text HOME to 741 for free, 24-hour support from the Crisis Text Line. Outside of the U.S., please visit the International Association for Suicide Prevention for a database of resources. For help with sexual violence, visit RAINN's National Sexual Assault Online Hotline or the National Sexual Violence Resource Center's website. Download. Do you have information you want to share with HuffPost? Here's how.